Hi everyone, I wanted to welcome you to my basement. This is a DIY basement refresh. A little story, back in May we had a water line that backed up into our main level of the house. It did cause some damage upstairs and downstairs in the basement here. We did have water everywhere. It came down from the ceiling, it was on the floor, it was all over the place. So we've gone through the process of having it cleaned up, dried out. A lot of our belongings are in a storage container outside in our driveway. And I'm taking this opportunity to make this its own little unique space. I use this room for a basement pantry and holiday decor. Right now, I'm just kind of like going over the space itself. These wire racks or shelving were on the walls. This wall here, I had, oh, what do you call it? I can't think what it's called right now. Studs. I had faux studs attached to those walls, and it wasn't the most stable situation for the shelving I attached to it. So that was a little iffy. So I took those down. We found a better solution, and I'm really going to think I'll enjoy it. So these two concrete walls, I'm going to prime them with a dry lock paint. The dry lock paint allows moisture to move about in the concrete. You never want to put latex right onto a concrete wall because it does cause more damage. We really are trying to avoid that. The studs here, these are original. There was never anything on those walls since we moved in or since the house was built. So I am going to be putting drywall up on these walls. It'll be my first time attempting this drywall business. I did watch a couple of YouTube videos and learned quite a bit, and hopefully it will turn out beautiful. At least that's the plan. The ceiling I'm going to end up painting. We're going to paint that a matte black. I have already done that on the other side of the basement, and this side is now getting the treatment. It was just always so full of stuff that I didn't want to mess with it, so now is the perfect opportunity. But yeah, so these shelves are going to be removed out as well. I may bring some back in. I do have a plan for this area. I have some cabinets I want to put in there and maybe put some shelves up high. So that will give us a little bit more storage in the space. I'm really trying to maximize that. The storage solution that I have, I purchased from Home Depot. They're the Husky 27-gallon racks, or like the 27-gallon tote racks, and they hold up to 10 totes per shelf. I bought 4 of them so I can get 40 containers onto these 4 new shelves, which is kind of ridiculous when you think you need 40 totes to hide things. So maximalist, hey, nothing wrong with that. But anyway, so the floors themselves, the plan is eventually to put new flooring down, but I will be painting over this floor. We did this floor about 4 years ago when we first moved in because it was still just concrete and it can never get it clean. So we did prime it and put the concrete primer on there to allow the paint to adhere to it. We did all that fun stuff already. So this should be easier. Just have to clean the floor up and paint over it again. Don't have to worry about adding more primer to it. So anyways, let's get to it. I hope you enjoy my very first YouTube video, and I look forward to seeing or reading your comments below, and hopefully you'll like and subscribe. Enjoy.
They say I'm young, they say I'm dumb, but what they don't know, it's where I've been and who I am, all the ways I've grown. Blood and the sweat, tears and regret made me hard as stone. On my own, on my own. Put the work in, yeah, I earned it. It's my destiny. Yeah, I'm on top, can't be stopped. Shooting my shot. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah, I'm the one, I'm a legend. Get what I want. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah, I'm on top, knew I'd be great, knew I would rise through all of the pain. All of the love, start with it now, keeper of all faith, never changed. Put the work in, yeah, I earned it. It's my destiny. Yeah, I'm on top, can't be stopped. Shooting my shot. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah, I'm the one. I'm a legend. Get what I want. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah, I'm on top, can't be stopped. Shooting my shot. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah, I'm the one. I'm a legend. Get what I want. Oh, oh, oh. Put the work in, yeah, I earned it. It's my destiny. Yeah, I'm on top, can't be stopped. Shooting my shot. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah, I'm the one. I'm a legend. Get what I want. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah, I'm on top, can't be stopped. Shooting my shot. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah, I'm the one. I'm a legend. Get what I want. Oh, oh, oh.
Okay, guys, we have some drywall on the walls. We got some mud on the walls. We're getting a little bit closer every day by day. So this is a project that's going over multiple days. I do work full time, so this gives me I do this on my time off. So maybe 2 hours here or there every night. So yeah, at this point, you want to hang your drywall on its side because the drywall itself has a tapered edge, and a tapered edge allows you to put the tape and the mud on there. I'm using a joint compound to do that. The one piece I put over the door, you saw my template that I made. It made it super easy to get an accurate cut for me. It's usually not the best practice. I'm sure there's other ways to do it. I'm not a professional. This is just me DIYing it and doing the way I want to do it and taking some suggestions, but still doing it my way. So with that template and setting the board like that, it allowed me to set it against the door and to make a more accurate cut around the door opening. Now, when you get to the edges here, I purchased a corner edging. It is a plastic edging. You staple it into place. I did see some suggestions where people cut it at a sharp angle, 45-degree angle, or a little bit more at the very top corners, so you get a sharp corner there. I didn't do it across the top, I did it on the sides. There is a spray adhesive they suggest you use with that. I did not. I didn't think it was necessary, but then I understand why, I think. Like I said, not a professional, but I think it's there to hold it in place and to keep it from gapping. You'll see a little gap right there. I can put my fingernail behind there. And yeah, so here it is right here. So you see that little bubble right there. I think the adhesive holds that in place. So when you are putting your mud on there, you don't have that. But I filled it in. It didn't do a problem. I didn't do this back side because I don't know what I'm doing in this back room yet, this utility space. We are going to be turning it partially into a bathroom at some point. But anyways, so here's the other side. Like I said, pretty easy, not too bad. It gives you a really great edge on that. So, but my door casings, I can do a better job, but I'm getting there. I did show you a bit at the beginning. It is a bit that's just for drywall. It sinks the screws in to where when you go back to put the mud on the wall, the joint compound, it gives you a flat surface. So that was pretty nifty. I didn't know that existed until I saw another video. Somebody was talking about that. And yeah, so there's Miss Senna. She's helping us out. She's keeping everybody in check and making sure we're doing a good job. You've probably seen Mono run around as well. He's the black kitty. They are siblings and they're my shadows. So you're going to see them a little bit of everywhere. They sometimes are places they shouldn't be. I did purchase this corner trowel. Now this made this corner super easy to do and super smooth. It was really like 2 swipes and I was done with it. I was really impressed with how, there's a tool out there for everything. You just got to have the right tools. It makes your jobs so much easier. So here we are, guys. So pretty much got all the sanding done. Went through, checked all my walls are nice and smooth. Went around my door frame here. Um, it's not quite as smooth as I like, but we're gonna be doing more to that down in the future, so I'm not too worried about it at the moment. I just realized I didn't get these top bits up here, so I got to go back and sand those. But for the most part, I'm done. I will say, if you are a professional drywall installer and do the mud, you get my kudos because I tell you what, if you don't do a super great job of mudding and you have a lot of like build up and cracks and extra stuff here and there, it's going to take a little extra time. I am going to go in and do a prime after I sand that. I'm going to do a primer on the wall, and I see where I'm a little thin on some of my. I probably just sanded it right off, but you can go back and do another layer then. Don't be me. Wear a mask. I'm a little hardcore, so that are just unprepared. But yeah, so this is all done. I did block off the two doorways with plastic to kind of contain a lot of the dust, but it can still get through the other side. But it shouldn't be too bad. But yeah, next step is going to be sanding those last few pieces and then the cleanup. Yeah, so this is the mess we have right now. I know my kitties keep coming in. I try to keep them out. It's not good for them either. But they are my shadows and they kind of hang out with me where I go. But yeah, so yay, almost done. We made it this far. We got the floor cleaned up. We're ready to go. Um, I did pull out my Dyson to vacuum up a lot of the dust. It's super fine. I considered using my shop vac, but the problem is the filter. It's not a HEPA filter, so all that dust was just been blown right back into the space. Unfortunately, I did clog up my Dyson. It's okay. It can be clean. It is the basement vacuum. I don't really have any carpet in the house other than area rugs, so this one lives downstairs. So no Dyson was harmed in this making of this video. So right now I am putting on the dry lock. Again, like I said, it is a paint made just for concrete walls and things like this. It allows, it stops moisture from coming into the room, but it still allows moisture to move around on the other side. I'm pretty much using this as a primer. I'm also going to use it on the drywall as well, just because I had it out. I'm using it. Might as well just do it all the way around. Um, it covers really well. I started off with just a roller, and then I found a stick finally to put my roller on. I had one, but I think it's in storage or it got put away in the shipping container out in my driveway. Hopefully, it's there. It's awesome. This little bad boy came off a broom, and unfortunately, at some point, you'll see me taping it up because I started to break the plastic on it. So I wasn't going to go try and find another stick and break. So you'll see me taping it up. And by the end, I was using painter sticks on each side to keep it stable. So I was just kind of winging it. And that's just, make it happen, whatever you got to do. So yeah, I ended up putting 2 coats of the dry lock onto the wall just to make sure I had a good coverage on it before I go in with the sprayer. So the sprayer always works well. I did pull it out at some point when I was getting it ready. You'll see me here in a little bit taking a couple different paint cans and adding it into one bucket. I did find a lot of my paint at Home Depot. It was the mist tint, or nobody came and got it kind of paint, and you can get those paints for like $10 a gallon, which is really cheap considering most of them cost anywhere from $30 to $60 a gallon these days, which is kind of crazy. And even if you go to Benjamin Moore, you're spending a wad just to get 1 gallon, you $60 to $80, and the paints are beautiful and the paint's fantastic. But um, this is a budget friendly process for the most part. Like the drywall I use is a 1/4 inch instead of a 1/2 inch. A 1/4 inch is typically used on ceilings and interior walls. So I thought, because this is an interior wall, it's in the basement. This isn't, I don't have to have the standards of upstairs, because it helps with noise issues too. But I was also thinking that it'd be easier for me to handle. So that's one reason I went for it. And of course, it is a little bit more budget friendly. You still get the nice effect. So these walls painted up fantastically. I'm super proud of myself how well I did. Yeah, here's where I'm mixing the paints all together. These were all mist tints. They're all kind of like in the black family shade. There was one that had a little bit of a purple tone into it. Um, and I was like, I scored. So I'm not too upset with that. So just to make sure I get the paints all together, I blended it really well in the bucket, made sure they were mixed together, add a little water just to kind of get the extra paint out of there. Again, like I said, budget friendly project, or at least I'm trying to make it budget friendly. So, but yeah, so we're going to get the sprayer going here in a little bit. You'll see at some point, I tested it on the wall to make sure I like this color when it comes out. It's a really pretty, just matte black. It has a little bit of a gray hue to it, so it's not super like jet black. Um, so that, yeah, here I am painted on the wall. I just was curious to see how it looked. You got the paint out, you might as well test it out, right? So you see it kind of reads a gray tone there, but once the room was completed, it wasn't really, it was much darker. I also caulked 2 corners, the one corner against where the drywall meets the um, concrete on both sides. That really kind of finishes it up, makes it look really nice. So yeah, I'm also getting ready to paint the ceiling here. I'm covering up all my lights, even my smoke detector in this space. My little ghosties kind of glow, kind of fun. I added fresh plastic in the doorway because the other doorway, like, it's almost like static electricity. It adhered to the plastic. It was really kind of interesting. But yeah, over there on the left side, I was testing the sprayer, making sure it worked right. And then I noticed, see the squiggly lines, I was missing a tip. So I had to run and go get those before I get this started. And this paint covered fairly well. I had to go back in a couple times and make sure that I got all the wood spots, things like that. I did pull the insulation out around the edges. I have a idea what I'm going to do with that. But yeah, oh, right here, I went for it. I went right for the walls. Like, you know what? I'm going to paint this room black. And I went for it. The sprayer helped get a lot of the little nooks and crannies in the concrete, but I could still see some spray lines. So I went in and kind of, went over with a roller again just to make sure I got a nice, good finish on this. And yeah, I think it's a kill room at this point. So it looks kind of creepy, but I like it. and it's not going to stay like this. Don't worry about that. It does look like the room is much smaller, being all this color, but honestly, dark rooms can look much larger than you think. I have a bathroom that's a 5 by 8 that's all black with white trim, and it doesn't feel small at all. And I didn't paint the ceiling in that room. I'm really thinking about it because this is one of the spaces that we're redoing after the water damage that we had. So that's another story, but I really am considering painting the ceiling in that space because I really do like the look of the black ceilings. Now, the ceilings in here are 8 feet. I did purchase some barn doors for this space, but then I really didn't think it through all the way. They're a little too large, and the problem is some of my walls have ductwork going through them, and the barn doors won't work. So I'm working on a plan B for those. So that because I got a great deal on them. There's a place called Mac Bids. It's a online web auction where you get returns from Amazon and warehouse returns and overstock. And I got these doors that are worth about 250. I got them for like $50 each or less. So I really want to make them work. Um, so this paint here on the floor, I purchased this about a year ago. It's also a mist tint that was I found at Home Depot, or somebody left it behind. There was 2 gallons there. I got it for $20. Um, we had already painted these floors when we first moved in, like I said, just because the raw concrete um, really collects a lot of dirt. And honestly, we were saved by doing that because when we had the water coming downstairs, the sewage water didn't soak into the concrete, and we were able to clean it up. So that was a major plus. But by painting the floor in here a lighter color, it made a huge difference. Oh, we're here at the end. I really hope you enjoyed my first video. It was a lot of fun making it. Come back and visit me for part 2. And make sure if you really enjoy it, like and subscribe and give me a thumbs up. I would love to hear any comments below. Have a great one. Bye.